Turkish President Erdogan is in Berlin today for high-level talks with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The visit was organised after Erdogan's election win earlier this year, but tensions in the Middle East are expected to overshadow the talks. From Berlin, SABC News correspondent Trent Murray reports.
Well, as you can see here in central Berlin, much of the city has been locked down as it prepares to welcome President Erdogan. This is one of the main roads which takes you from the airport to the parliamentary complex. And as you can see, there is a huge law enforcement presence. Even that green tactical vehicle there is from the Bundespolizei, or the federal police as it's known in Germany. And that is because the German capital wants to make sure nothing goes wrong on this visit. This was a state visit organised when President Erdogan won re-election earlier this year. Diplomats hoped it would be a meeting between him and Chancellor Scholz to discuss trade and security, even cultural links, given that there are 3 million people living in Germany with Turkish heritage. But it is the situation in Israel and Gaza that is expected to dominate the agenda, and that is because the two governments, the Turkish and the German, have got very different views of this conflict. On one side, the Germans say that they are staunch allies of Israel, that they support Israel's right to self-defense, and they have actually put pen to paper in the past few weeks, increasing the amount of military aid to Israel by some 10 times compared to what it was the year prior. For President Erdogan, though, and the Turkish government, it is a very different view. He has called Israel a terrorist state, saying members of the government in Jerusalem need to be held accountable for war crimes, even going as far as saying that Hamas are not in fact terrorists, but are instead freedom fighters fighting for their lands and the rights of the Palestinians. It is for that reason that we expect these talks will be quite tense. These questions will be asked to both leaders around whether those differences of opinion can be put to one side in order to help bolster the German-Turkish relationship. It is worth remembering in all of this, Turkey does remain not just a NATO member, but the second largest NATO member in terms of army size after the United States. It is important for Europe and Turkey to continue to get along very well, not just because of the conflict in the Middle East, but also because of the situation in Ukraine. We are expecting the two leaders will discuss all of that over a state dinner later this evening. Trent Murray, SABC News in the German capital, Berlin.